You want to go for a tractor ride? Do you want to go for a tractor ride? Riley, do you? Oh, you don't like the tractor, do you? You scared of that. Come on, Miles, you come with me. Riley, come on. Max loves to go for tractor rides and car rides. So we're gonna put the dirt in the shed now, in the goat barn. We just had some fill and sand brought in. One thing, if you're putting fill in your animal barn, your goat barn or whatever, to ask them about the fill, because there's a choice of recycled or pure. And the recycled is great that we're recycling, but it has metal. It might have metal pieces in it from the construction sites and stuff like that. So it's not suggested to use the recycled for your animal barn, because either ingesting or getting it in their feet or something that there's in it. Max, we gotta drop you off here, buddy. All right, Max has got to stay here. We don't have him fully trained yet with the fence, so and he's not allowed out there with the fence, so we make sure he stays here. Riles, you keep an eye on Max, okay? You know how to be. Yeah, you take an eye on Max. Hey, goaties, we're gonna fix your shed today. All right, Oreo. Hey, girl. Got the tractor going. Oreo loves the tractor. Okay, girl, coming in. Bob's distracting them while he brings the tractor in. Oh, Lucy's like, nope, I know what's going on over here. Lucy, I don't think you like the tractor. Oh, 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 oh. Go it on the loose. Stay there, Oreo. Oreo. Oh my goodness gracious. She would jump right up there. She's driving that tractor. Okay, we're in. In and no goats out. First things first. Fill in the spaces where the goats dig and it's low. Oreo, see, I'm telling you, Oreo is the tool goat. Now she's up on the tractor. She would love to be driving this tractor. Literally, the one time we had it out here, she is got her mouth on the key trying to, because she watches to see what we're doing, and so she's trying to start the tractor. Anyways, we decided that we're going to scrape off the surface just because it's so hard packed, and in one sense I'm thinking that's good because it's easy to clean, and the other sense we're like, well, it might not be as absorbent then for the urine, so we're going to try this. This is the first time we've done this since we built this, so 3 years that we've had the same base, and we're just going to try scraping off the surface and then putting down a little bit of the, I think he got class 4 or class 5, one of the two, and then we'll put some sand over the top of it like we did originally, and then I can put down some bedding. I haven't had any bedding down the last week because I knew we were going to do this, so normally there's bedding down on top of that sand for them, and I just didn't want to waste a whole bale of bedding before we resurface that. So hey, angel girl, how's the sweetest girl? That was the sweetest girl, huh? Hi, Angel. Hi, are you watching? Are you watching? You're such a good girl. Yeah, you're a good girl. So just filling in along this line where
They dig down here.
they dig it down. So I'm just gonna remove the excess old bedding in here. A lot of flies going on the fly trap up here. Okay, so we'll just continue to kind of clear off this very top layer, and then we'll put some new fill down. Just gonna dump the insides of that into our compost. So we've got year 1, year 2, year 3. So we're putting it in year 2 because it's partially composted. Doing here. We lifted off that compactness, and I guess we're glad we did because we kind of decided that we didn't want it to get moldy, and so we just wanted to remove that. So this is year 3, so maybe every 3 years that's what we'll do. But now this is where we talked about if you had cement, then you would have to have the rubber mats, but then you would be scraping the rubber mats. But I just still feel like in our climate that we have the snow and the such long winters with ice and stuff, that I just can't see that working out very. I'm sure people do it and it works out great, but for me it was like I just see that the urine would be freezing on there, and it would be hard to maintain that and be slippery and all that and cold versus the earth. So this is what we're going to do. Anyways, that we decided we're just going to put a thin layer of the class 4 on here, and then we're going to put sand over it again. And they really liked that last time. It worked out really good. It stayed clean and fresh. It absorbed really well. And so that's what we're going to do. We were going to put a deeper level of the class 4, but now that we dug off that top layer and we're down to the class 4, we decided we're just going to put because the thick layer was mostly like composted bedding and being trampled and matted stuff, especially over the winters, because I don't keep that much bedding in here over the summers like I do in the winter. So that's what it mostly was. So once we got that off, then we can see that we're pretty much down to the class 4 again. And so we had put kind of a nice layer of sand over it. So we're just topping it off with class 4. And then we'll put another layer of sand over the top of that as a good filter. So that was what we're going to decide to do. Little change of plans, but I think this is going to work out even better. So we got the class 4 spread out. Was it class 4 or class 5? Class 5. Okay. Class 5 spread out. And Bob's just raking it smooth now. And then we're going to put the sand on. I did talk about the different grades. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the difference between class 4 and class 5?
Each one's just different as far as what's in it and what you're doing with it. So
Okay.
it's good for pastures and stuff.
They're always helpful at the
Yeah.
gravel pit on what to use for different projects if you just talk to them. Of course, if you didn't have the tractor like we fortunately have, then you just wheelbarrow it in and spread it around and stuff too. We're just fortunate to have that. We've only had it 2 years, Bob,
Yeah.
and we're getting older, so it's been very helpful for us. Oreo, you gonna rake for a while, girl? she's just having the best day. She just
Help her.
loves when we do projects like this, and she loves being part of the action with the tools. Anything that you're doing, she just wants to be doing like this. Anytime there's a tool involved of any type. All right, so now Bob's raking out one big scoop of sand. And is this a certain kind of sand, Bob?
This is what they call it, like sandbox sand.
Okay, so it's a nice clean sand. Oreo is helping out, of course. Orio's had a busy last couple days. She's helping me paint yesterday. Now she's helping with this. Just gonna try it out, go potty right now, and check out the new sand pile. Mark her spot. I do have to say, we were just talking about how much fresher it smells in here. So I think getting off that compacted bedding, hay, straw, animal waste bedding, even though I do clean it every day off, it does get compact, especially in the winter. Really has freshened things up a lot. So I guess this is our once every 3 year redo. It really didn't take us very long either. It was just taking off, what, a top 1.5 inches, Bob?
Yep. And it really packed like a layer cake on there.
Yep. And we had such cold winters the last 2 winters that I put so much more bedding down than I did previous to that. And then, you know, just kept adding to it because they needed a nice thick bedding. So it just tended to get a lot thicker than it did in the previous years. So we probably got more compaction with that too. Okay, so Bob's got the sand down. It looks super good. It feels so fresh in here. And I'm just so glad we did this. So now, since we did that, I'm just going to show you what we do for bedding. And that way, this can just be about bedding too. But there's 4 products that I use on the floor. I don't use them all the time, but I always use a couple of them. So diatomaceous earth, and this is a like a sea crustacean shell thing that's ground up really, or you know, little sea crustacean, and it's dried and ground up really small. And what it does is it when the parasites or bugs or whatever ingest it, it you know, it kind of scrapes them and their intestines, and they end up dying. So it's a nice anti-parasitic, anti-mites, you know, anti-bug type of thing. And so you can spread that on your, this is always an issue. Yes, I better hurry. So you can spread this on the ground. The thing that you have to be careful is that it is not good for the lungs if you inhale it. So if you're spreading this, you want to put a little dust mask on to make sure you just don't inhale it. So what I'll do is I'll put it down and then put the bedding over the top of it and let it settle. I leave the windows open. I usually like make the goats go outside and close the doors and just let everything that I put down settle in here, so they're not like inhaling anything that's fresh and dusty. Even the wedding, when you put it down, is real dusty. So I probably will put a little bit of this down today just because we're starting out all new and fresh right now. And then item number 2 is this, it's called First Saturday Lime. I just started using this. This is the second bag that I've bought. I don't have any affiliation with any of these companies. These are just products that I really like. I would like to tell you why this lime is different, and I can't because I don't remember, but you can just go on their website and look it up. And I did some reading about it and everything. It just sounded like a really good deal. So I have been using this the last couple times. I use it in the chicken coop as well. It's organic, safe for organic gardening. It's safe for pets. It's safe for environment. And on the back, it talks about some of the major uses. Preventing ants, mites, fleas, ticks, aphids, small beetles, lice, and other pests in the garden. Would also be in the barn. Protecting... I know. Protecting your kennels, your chicken coops, your animal barns. Let's see. You can use it in the ponds for LJ, preventing LJ. It's deodorizing, and it can help prevent flea and ticks in your yard. So I've been using this. I really like it. Put that down for sure. Sometimes I will use baking soda and just take a bag of baking soda and spread that around. And sometimes I'll use this zeolite, which is another mineral. Zeolite is a mineral that is a toxic absorber, and so it's also a deodorizer. You guys shouldn't be eating that. And deodorizes and absorbs toxins. So I like to use this. It works really good. You can use this in your chicken coop as well. It's the same thing that's in like chicken coop deodorizers and stuff like that. So let's see, what am I going to start with? I think I'm going to start with this. And I don't, when do I put this down? I put this down when I clean everything out. So like every 2 weeks when I take out the whatever is left of the bedding that I haven't been scraping up on my daily scrape ups, then I will put this down just to, I know, they really get it. Oh my goodness gracious. They really, they really get into that bag. They get like angry at the bag. So anyways, I'm going to put a thin layer of zeolite down and get it under the benches, especially in the areas where I know that they like to potty. And I'll do that one first. Okay. And then the goats are in here. So I'm going to be really careful with the zeolite, or I'm sorry, the diatomaceous earth. I'm going to put a little bit of that down. Hopefully I'll get that done before. I'm going to put it, I like to put it underneath here because that's where the bedding builds up deeper, because they just like push it under there for some reason. Oops. This stuff is pretty inexpensive. The zeolite's a little bit more expensive, but I just feel like it's really worth it, and you can be really sparse with it, and you don't have to use it all the time. You know, you can just use it sometimes. The Saturday lime, I felt like was reasonable because it lasts a long time, and it has really good benefits. It's non-toxic. I don't put anything toxic down in here. You can use the diatomaceous earth on the goats in the spring to get rid of mites. There again, you just have to be careful that when you're putting it on them and putting it on their head, that they're not inhaling it. So you got to go really slow with it so it doesn't build up a dust storm.
How's that taste?
You shouldn't be eating that, Oreo. But, I mean, you are such a goon, Oreo. You're the gooniest goat ever. Oreo, Oreo, Oreo. You were such a troublemaker when we got you, remember? Okay, so there, I got a little bit of diatomaceous earth down. And then I'm going to put some of this lime down. It comes with a nice scooper in it. And I'm just sprinkling that as well. You guys are going to have such a fresh, clean barn. You're not going to know what to do with yourself here. Kind of a mess there, Oreo. What do you think, Clarabelle? What do you think of that? Does that meet your standards? Now, if it was winter time, after I put this down, then I would put some hay, or not hay, straw, in the areas where, like, they like to sit right in here when the sun comes in during the day. And then under some of the benches is where they like to lay down at night if they're not on the bench. So I put some underneath there. Okay, so we got that all done. Got a nice base layer of all that. So now we can put the bedding down. I thought I brought in a knife here, but I don't even need it anyways because these guys got it all open for me. So I like this. Oh, they tore the label off now. Look at, here it is what it is. It's horse bedding and it's aspen, I believe. Aspen. Does that sound right? Is that a kind of tree? Aspen. The reason I like it is because it seems really clean. It absorbs really good and it doesn't bother me as far as allergies. The pine is just a little bit too strong for me and makes me feel allergies. So this has no odor and spreads out really nice. I'll just throw these over here. Natural, aspen, highly absorbent. Yep. Okay. All right, kids, here we go. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I kind of like it because it breaks out in chunks. And then you can just put it around. I'm going to get my rake and rake a little bit. Okay, one more thing that I do when I'm doing my bigger clean out is I'll take a little bit of this Saturday lime and sprinkle it on their benches. And that way it kills mites and parasites and things that might be lurking in the wood. So I'll just do this and then I'll take my little broom and just sweep it around a little bit. This doesn't seem to bother them as far as it's not like the diatomaceous earth, you know. So I just do like this and it'll, you know, stay on here a couple of days or something, so then it can help to get rid of any mites and parasites. That's okay. It's not toxic. If I actually put the diatomaceous earth in their food sometimes too to help kill the bugs and stuff like that. So both of them are non-toxic. Everything is non-toxic there. You can get zeolite supplements, which I actually take myself. So these are all non-toxic, and they eat baking soda on a regular basis in with their minerals, and that helps their digestion. So I just don't want to have anything that's toxic in the barn here. All right, there we go. It is all set and ready for the goats.